he had a bad season. But I certainly understand when you are posed a question, you know as a journalist, you ask a question, you're going to get an answer. That question was asked about the relationship with Frank Vogel. What is he supposed to say? He's supposed to lie to him? No. He gave him the true facts. He didn't see what he thought he was going to see. It didn't happen the way he thought it was going to happen. Those things do happen in a building of athletics. Coaches and players sometimes don't see eye to eye, and it will affect the way that you perform. And I know you look at it and you say 78 games. Yeah, some of those games he were benched late in the fourth quarter of those games. Sometimes things didn't go well the way he wanted to. And I don't think in terms of blame, I think what happens is when AD is missing, and LeBron is missing, and Westbrook is the only guy on the floor, and he's not living up to his end of the bargain, he's going to take the blame. That's just part of it. You're paying a guy however much money he made this year. I know he's on the books for $47 million for next season, but when you start looking at the financials of things, being one of the highest paid players, a former MVP, and certainly a Hall of Famer like you say, you start pointing the finger when you start shooting the ball, missing air ball shots, going to the cup, missing balls, throwing them over the backboard, turn over the ball, doing those sort of things. And like LeBron James said yesterday, they played 21 games together. Injuries derailed this team. And as he mentioned, he loved the three guys together because Westbrook clearly should be the point guard, pushing the ball up the court in transition, pushing it to LeBron on the wing, lobbing it to AD, like LeBron said. For whatever reason, you heard it just like I did, Tim, in Stephen A. That wasn't the case. Frank Vogel clearly didn't want it to be that way, and that created a problem for Westbrook. He felt that he was brought there to do a certain job and wasn't allowed to do that job, and I personally believe it got in the head of him, so it ultimately affected his performance. The Lakers are a better team than what they showed. No question about it. A lot of it is LeBron James' fault because he signed off on things. Let's see what happens moving forward. I don't think that this program, these three guys are completely done together. I think if they got the time to work together, you'll see what happens. But right now, it just looks bad. They're out of the playoffs. They're the Lakers, and we're looking for answers.
Here's why I think he got too much of the blame, Stephen A. and Key. What did you expect to happen when you take a guy that knows one style, one speed, full throttle all the time, give me the ball, let me get downhill, let me just go. All night long, 48 minutes, relentlessly attacking, coming at you. But it's my show, it's my decision, it's my ball. And now you put him in a situation where LeBron James is a point guard. Let's face it, let's call him what he is. He is a point guard. Mm-hmm. You put him on the floor and tell him to try to figure out how to play without the ball in his hands most of the game. You're going to get a performance like you saw this year. I said the day after he joined the Lakers, at no point this year will Russell Westbrook have any rhythm. At no point. Because he needs the ball, he needs a certain tempo to the game, and even then he's going to be an inefficient shooter, even when he's got the ball the whole time. But when you take it out of his hands and say, play off the ball, I'm not a spot-up shooter. I'm not great at slashing from the weak side, catching the ball and finishing. I don't even have the ability really to make people better that often because I don't have it at the start of the possession. This is what you get. And by the way, I looked it up today because I was surprised to see this. You know that 9 different seasons he shot worse from the field than he did this year? So it's not like he had some epically poor shooting season. This is kind of what Russell Westbrook does. He makes 43, 44% of his shots. He did it again this year. The difference was he didn't have the ability to impact the game in the ways that he could normally because he didn't have the ball as much, and he felt uncomfortable in that role. So, yes, I think too much was laid at his feet. Certainly too much, I think, laid at Frank Vogel's feet. To me, the number one thing, Anthony Davis, LeBron James couldn't stay healthy. Yeah.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.